The clutchiest of all clutch wins. The Nuggets get a big one in Sacramento. They go up big. They blow a big lead. All hope is lost. The Nuggets are cooked. Not so fast, says Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic and Aaron Gordon. Lots of heroes, lots of moments. Great game. We'll talk about it on Locked On Nuggets.
You are Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks for joining us and making this part of your day, being with us Monday through Friday, being an everydayer. This is a bonus episode for you after the Nuggets get the win over the Sacramento Kings on Monday night. 130 to 129 in an instant classic. Hell of a game. We're here to talk about it. My name is Matt Moore. I'm the senior NBA writer for the Action Network, joined by Ryan Blackburn of Mile High Sports. We will talk about Russ getting a start for Christian Braun tonight. We'll talk about AG. What a hero game from Aaron Gordon in this one. We'll talk about the ups, the downs, the good, the bad. And of course, we will start, Ryan Blackburn, Jamal Murray in the fourth quarter. Let's just do the numbers.
Man.
Against one of the most clutch teams in the league, with a former clutch player of the year, the player that currently leads in all clutch points, De'Aaron Fox. Jamal Murray, 15 points on 5 of 7 shooting, 3 of 3 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line, a rebound and an assist, and a plus 14. He comes back into the game and he saves the day. Your thoughts on this magnificent Jamal Murray game?
And he missed his first 2 shots in that. So he went 5 of 5 to finish the game. And just like, I don't know what it is about these moments, man, but he just finds a way to lock in. And we haven't seen it the entire season. Like there's no question about it. This is not a regular occurrence for Jamal Murray this season, but it's great to know it's there. It's great to know that he's still got this in him, that he can still go to this moment and go to this bag. 5 of 5 in his final 5 shots, 3 of 3 from 3, and just continues to find ways to say, hey, when we say it's over, he always just finds a way. Let's reel it back in, reel it back in. That's a Matt Moore special right there. I don't get it. I'm still trying to figure him out. Through all these years, he is an enigma, and that is the best compliment that I could possibly give him.
So, through 3 quarters of this game, well, let's go back. Nuggets come out on fire. Like they stomp up and down on top of the Kings in the first quarter. They jump out in this first quarter, and it was really impressive. They've talked about how they need to be more aggressive, that they need to hit first, and Aaron Gordon came right out of the gate. 14 points in that first quarter, 5 of 9 shooting, 5 boards. He was everywhere in that first quarter to get the Nuggets a big 41-21 lead after the first quarter.
Absolutely. He was dominant. He was a physical force. You knew that without Keegan Murray in this game, DeMar DeRozan and others were going to have to guard Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter and guys like that. And I thought that Denver did a good job, especially early, of getting the ball to Aaron. It kind of dried up a little bit in the later stages, but he hits a clutch 3 late in this game to kind of get them back over the hump and get them back into this game fully. Just lots of heroes, as you said in the rundown, lots of different guys. Shout out to Russell Westbrook. Let me make sure to do that first and foremost, because one rebound off of a triple-double. He was great throughout this game, and the Nuggets needed every bit of it too.
Yeah, I had a great dime in the fourth quarter to Joker. Okay, so they go up 20 in the first quarter, and then they proceed to lose the second quarter 47-34, and the third quarter 35-21.
Tough.
So they give it all back, and they're kind of hanging around, but the Kings are outplaying them. It's getting away from them. In this game, De'Aaron Fox finishes with 29 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists in this one. Domantas Sabonis finishes with 28 points on 20 shots, 14 boards, 6 assists. Joker goes for 20 points on 19 shots tonight, 14 rebounds, 13 assists, but 5 turnovers. Yeah. Like a legitimately bad game from Joker. He puts up this is okay. I will say this is why I'm always like, don't give me the box score.
Yeah.
Because like this was a bad Joker game, and he had 20 and he wound up with 20 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists. But it was a bad Joker game.
Like that's how it is. He was not going at Sabonis as much as you would want him to in isolation.
You were livid with Joker for much of this game.
Oh yeah, no, he was brutal. He was horrible. And like that's the thing. When you come to expect the best from the MVP, when you know he's not giving the best, then that is going to frustrate people. It's going to frustrate a lot of people. You always try to give him the benefit of the doubt because he can have moments like he had in the last 5 minutes where he takes over in a lot of big ways, sets the table and runs the 2-man game with Murray. And like he even impacted the final play of the game where DeMar DeRozan sees him coming, fumbles the ball under the basket, and then has to go to the fadeaway on the other side of the rim. So he has these impact moments, and it's why like John Steichen also says tough whistle tonight. This is it was a very physical Mark Davis game, as it always is.
I just don't.
You don't care?
I don't, because I'm just like, you guys lead the league in free throws. You lead the league in free throws. You get enough whistles. You had more free throws tonight. Like
it's not that. Also, it's really
and also Ryan, like you're constantly complaining about every call that the other team gets.
I am not complaining about it. You should have seen Swipa. Swipa's timeline today was egregious. For me personally, it's when Peyton Watson goes up into the air and lands on his back and nothing is called. Like just gets taken out from midair. And there are too many of those on both sides. And I made sure to note that it's on both sides of things. Like Mark Davis games suck. They suck so bad. And yet we had what was an awesome finish. Like it just, I don't understand it, man.
Maybe they don't suck so bad. Maybe it's good to just let basketball players play and not reward everything with like, oh my God,
let's let the comments.
He could have been killed. Like, maybe we don't have to do that. On the other side, we'll get to this in a second. I want to run down the insane sequence of plays late. In just a phenomenal performance by both sides, and we'll talk about that DeRozan play because I don't. Jokic spook. We're giving a lot of credit here for a sequence that worked out well.
Cool.
Russ started tonight for Christian Brown, who had missed. I think this is his first game he had missed.
First game as a starting next to Murray.
Yeah.
Because Murray has obviously not played in some of these games, but it worked really well. The start is what you're hoping for in the first quarter, and it looked really good. He set the table really well.
So it worked really well early when it was Westbrook and Jokic running pick and roll, and them kicking to Jamal Murray as a spot-up shooter. And then in the fourth quarter, it was Jamal and Jokic running pick and roll, kicking to Russ. And I was like, see, that's where that plan falls apart. That's where that plan goes awry. You got like you honestly, you have to put the ball in Russ's hands if he's going to be in those minutes. Like you have to. It's less a matter of he's so good and just like you can't have him as a spot up shooter because he's a negative.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I think that like, look, he still found a way. And even on that assist that we were talking about where he set up Joker, he got the pass on the wing and could have taken the shot, but instead he remained patient, found the right play, got the ball to Joker in the middle of the floor, and that was a really good decision. He's capable of making decisions from an off-ball perspective. It's just that sometimes when the shot is so wide open, it is painful to watch.
I want to follow up on this. Ken Patterson says Malone needs to take a tee for Joker. By the way, you can catch this at youtube.com/LockedOnNuggets. Joker gets into a verbal war with the refs. It takes himself out of the game. Sabonis went at Joker tonight. So a couple things here. We've reached a point where Malone, like if Joker wanted that, then Malone would still, because Malone's done it before. Like Malone's gotten texts pretty routinely, I think once per year, like trying to stick up for Joker and the calls that he gets. But it's also like they're never going to get the calls that people think that he deserves too. Like that's who Sabonis is. Sabonis is legitimately one of the most physical centers in the league, and it doesn't make any sense with his play style and skill set and body. And it's also, I will say this is unfortunate because it's like Sabonis is just the right size for him to be able to be physical and have it matter, like it's not like a little tiny guy like punching you. It's a big dude who's able to be physical and borderline tiptoes up to the line, I'll say. I don't think he crosses it. I would not call Sabonis a dirty player. I think he's physical. I like those guys.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
I like.
I don't have
and
a.
So,
go ahead.
And so he's able to get away with it. Versus if Joker played like Sabonis does, someone would die because of the size the Joker brings and muscle that he brings it to the table. So that to me is like, kind of the equation there.
There's something to that for sure. It does feel like Joker is just a little bit bigger, but he can't just back directly into Sabonis like some of the other centers in the league, because a lot of those guys are skinny. A lot of those guys are just like, despite the fact that they are very tall, they're still mostly rail thin. So it is interesting how this matchup kind of goes back and forth sometimes. Sometimes Joker kills him and sometimes he really struggles. It's just like, it's a pretty not even matchup, but Sabonis is good enough that he can get back some of that. So interesting. I'll be monitoring this one as the season goes on.
Let's take a break. On the other side, I want to run down the clutch insanity of this late game, including all of the big Jamal Murray plays that he made. And just the one that sparked it was quite and changed everything comes from the most unlikely Nuggets shooter this season. We'll do that up next here on Locked On Nuggets. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. After the second place person had 3 interceptions despite somehow coming away with a win this week, it's a great time to get in on Jaden Daniels to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Such a phenomenal season. I've loved watching every single second of Jaden Daniels, and I'm so excited that he's going to get the recognition that he deserves when he wins that award. When you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play data, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today, and you'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. We're also brought to you today by Rocket Money. I've had some job changes, and as a result, I had to go through all of my finances and find ways to save money, like absolutely going through the entire list. And I went to Rocket Money because they were a partner of ours, they're a sponsor of ours, and I went to them, and it's been absolutely tremendous. There was so much stuff that I was like, I had no idea I was still paying for this. Delete. I asked them to lower one of my bills that was really bothering me with a very large company, and they took care of it. They got me a much better deal on it. It's been phenomenal. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. It brings everything together in one place, whether it's subscriptions, your spending habits, or even the goals you want to hit this year. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. It gave me a complete rundown of different services that I was spending. Like, is this good value? Like, I was able to really be like, do I want to spend this much money on this service or this subscription, and be able to get things down where I needed it to be. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/lockedon today. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedon. rocketmoney.com/lockedon. We'll be right back on Locked On Nuggets. Back here on Locked On Nuggets. Thanks for joining us and making us part of your day. Appreciate you guys being with us here on a Tuesday. So I thought the Sabonis 3 was the dagger. I tweeted it. That was not like, this is no jinx. I was like, okay, we're probably done here, because that was at the 3:01 mark and it made an 8-point game. The Kings are home, and I was like, come on. Like, all right, they probably had a chance up until that point, but that made it 8. And I really was like, there's no kind of shot here. Murray gets 2 free throws. Fox misses a floater. Westbrook cuts inside off of a Jokic dime That gets it back to 4. DeRozan misses a jumper. And then with it 118-122, it's a 4-point game, going to be under 2 minutes. Aaron Gordon, after Westbrook and Murray collide and are down in the backcourt, Gordon just rises and fires and knocks down a massive 3. And that's the first time that you heard the Kings arena. Like there was the, oh no. Oh no. Like I love it when you can feel an arena clench up. And that was the first time that they really got tight. That was a monster shot by AG.
Undoubtedly, and he has had a propensity to do that, especially this year. But even in previous seasons, people forget that that Aaron can shoot threes. He can do that, and it was worked out of his game in the 2023 season because the Nuggets were so perfect. They were so consistent that they did not need to do much else other than Michael Porter spots up for 3, KCP spots up for 3, Jokic and Murray run the 2-man game, and Aaron runs the dunker spot. We're in a different phase right now where guys kind of have to account for some different stuff. And Aaron being able to expand his game once again and show that he is much more than what he was asked to do in that season in particular. Like that is a really, really important play, and one where he continues to show. He's shown some growth as a shooter this year, especially. The work is paying off.
All right, so they get to 1. There's 1:35 left. So all of a sudden, the 8-point lead is gone in 2 minutes of play. Just absolutely evaporated. Sabonis turns the ball over, trying to get a pass on the interior. Michael Porter Jr. steals it. And then Westbrook has this great dime to Joker for the floater. Back and forth, inside. Joker hits the floater. And the Nuggets take the lead 123-122.
Sometimes it just works out that way. And it's funny. Denver was up by 20. They're up by 23 in the second quarter, I believe. And it felt like this had an opportunity to be a blowout opportunity. And as a fan, like you definitely want to see them take advantage of those moments. You want to see them capitalize when they get up and not let it back in. But the Kings, they're the cardiac Kings, man. They love these clutch moments. De'Aaron Fox loves these clutch moments, and he showed why next. Yeah.
Again, Fox is one clutch player of the year. He currently leads all players in clutch points this season. That's 5 points. 5-point ball game inside the final 5 minutes. Fox hits a floater. Murray answers with a pull-up.
Yeah.
Fox hits a pull-up 3. And then they run 2-man game, and Murray hits Jokic over the shoulder for his first 3-pointer of the game. And Jokic has his big shot as he knocks down the 3-point shot to retake the lead 128-127. They needed not only a bucket, but that shot in particular to get them back in the lead with 31 seconds remaining.
It's tremendous. And really great pass by Murray. He understands where Joker's going to be in that moment. There were a couple of times where when Westbrook and Jokic were running the 2-man game, it didn't feel as clean, didn't feel as crisp as it does with Jokic and Murray. And that is not a shot at Westbrook. It's just the fact that they have had 9 years of playing together. They've had a long time, and this is just rep upon rep upon rep of knowing exactly what the other person wants to do.
Oh, Ken knows this is an important one. On the floater, Russ passed up a wide open 3, and you could tell he thought about it and then made the extra pass to get him that shot. That was a huge decision for Russ, the kind of one that Lakers fans don't believe that he'll ever make.
Very capable of doing it, and he wants to do it for Joker. That is the difference.
Then the Kings ran basically the same stuff that they closed the game with, except inverted. They ran a pick and roll, and they got DeRozan. Like the Nuggets had it pretty well contained, but Joker is guarding DeRozan because he's not a 3-point threat. But Joker steps up to help and gives up the baseline. DeRozan gets around him and dunks it. And that puts the Kings back up 129-128. Brutal mistake by Joker there.
Yeah, it's zone. And when Denver's in a zone like that, Joker is the guy that's in a vulnerable position on that baseline. And DeMar DeRozan is a smart basketball player. And Joker, I think, he misread it. He should have let DeMar shoot and not given up the baseline, obviously.
And then with 9 seconds left, the Nuggets, with 21 seconds left on the clock, that's when they get the possession. They run 2-man game. It's pick and roll, DHO, like reset, DHO. They run it like 3 times. And on the third one, Murray comes back around to the middle. The Kings can't get around the Jokic screen, and Murray pulls up and just absolutely clean, classic Jamal Murray pull up 16-footer to go ahead 131-29.
It's why you can't quit it, man. Like, you see these moments and you see them continue to do this, and you can just, like, it's the through line between how they've done it all the time. Like, they've done this all the time, Matt. And we've watched this. We've seen the development of this and seen the peak of it, and understand that when Denver is at their peak, like, how can you stop this as an opposing team? Now, I will tell you, it's a little bit different when Lou Dort's defending it as opposed to De'Aaron Fox. Yeah. But I think it's important to at least give them the opportunity to prove that, and see, like, let's see it happen. Let's see what they can do. It's just, man, what a great reminder game at the moment that it was needed most.
And then the Kings get one more shot, and they run a really great set. They know the Nuggets are going to put 2 on ball versus Fox. They do. He hits Sabonis over the top on the short roll. I think Sabonis should have just taken the floater there. Like, just take the floater, man. Like, you can just get the win right there.
Maybe.
But he makes the extra pass to DeRozan, who catches it in the corner and tries to do the exact same thing, dribble in middle, right towards baseline to the basket. And he bobbles it. And there's like Jason Timpf, who's like a neutral observer, thinks that like maybe Jokic spooked him a little bit. DeRozan's been there so much. I just think he bobbled it. And then DeRozan dribbles under. I'm not going to blame him for not finding Doug McDermott in the corner there, because I think he didn't think he had enough time. Yeah. And DeRozan tries to fade away and it misses. And like, DeRozan's made that shot a lot. He makes that shot. And this is a heartbreaker for Denver. So it really was just like, it was a really great game. I personally think that you want the ball in the hands of De'Aaron Fox. That's who I want the ball in the hands of. But this is like, the Kings added DeMar DeRozan, and so they tried to make the right play and drew up a really good play, but it worked out in the end, and the Nuggets get the win finally, 130-129. Whew.
Just a tremendous one. This had potential to be a disaster for Denver. That would have been a very disheartening game when you're up by as much as they were, and then you let it go, and then you get it back to a clutch game, and you show that you can do it, but then you don't ultimately close it out. It would have been fine in the grand scheme of losses, because you're on the road against a team that it would have been above 500 at that point. So it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but Denver needs these. They need to kind of make up some of the credit that they lost against Washington. I'm going to continue to stay on that. And this is just another one in those kind of line of games that they have to have, where they've got to continue to show that they have this gear, that this championship run still exists with them.
I was going to post this tweet, but this is this show's kid friendly. At 9:39 p.m., you tweeted, "This has been the worst 18 minutes of the Nuggets season, and they lost to the bleeping Wizards."
Was I wrong?
I'm creating a graphic for Ryan's excessive tweet of the night. I'm going to start build. That's next here. I'm going to do that. I'm building that there for you.
I mean, look, they went from, and I understand how the NBA works, man. Like they ran hot. The Kings ran cold. It was never going to be like that, like dominant the entire time. But it's just the way that they were playing, and like it felt like Joker was intentionally trying to turn the ball over on every single possession late in the third quarter. And that's where it gets like, okay, what's actually going on here? This is very weird. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly what Denver's doing, but that could have been really bad. And it shows why they still have so much work to do, in my opinion, but we'll see.
Ken Patterson, I listened to the Lakers podcast, and they were saying Russ would run out his welcome in Denver. I laughed. Russ is one of the most popular players on the floor. Can I get it? Just be patient. And if it works out in the end, if the Nuggets raise the trophy, you get to like take the ultimate victory lap that you were the team that made Russell Westbrook a champion. Like, wait, is all I'm going to say. And this is, you got to understand, Russ is one of my favorite players I have ever watched. I love covering every second of this man's career. He's a psycho and he's difficult to work with. And I've always wished that he was like more accessible because I think there's a lot there. But as much as I love his game and his approach and try and talk about all the good things that he does and think that you don't have to just make shooty hoop buckets in order to be a good basketball player, there are real drawbacks, and you want to wait to see the entire thing played out, because a lot of teams have been like, it's going to be different here, and then it wasn't. That's why the meme exists. Like, it's cool. Russ has played great for Denver. He's been a plus. He was awesome tonight. Live in the moment. Live in the moment with Russell Westbrook. That's all I'm going to say.
One rebound off of a triple-double, and like he earned all of that. He was great defensively for most of this game as well. If I was pointing out problems with Denver's defense, Russell Westbrook is extremely low on the list.
You guys going off him alone? I just want the rotation. There's no rotation to make, Hugo. Like, they don't have any guys.
They should just play Joker 42.
I am sorry, Julian Strawther has to play. But Julian Strawther has to play. And so you're minus 11 when Julian Strawther plays. Like, oh, the lineup, the rotation. You know what? Like, look around you, man.
Julian was great in the first half. I think that's important to note. The defense is obviously like he is going to be the target for everybody. That's something that they're all like, teams are now learning that and using them to attack on a consistent basis. But like, it is what it is. He wasn't the only guy that was getting attacked out there. Also, shout out to Premium Water. That other white guy did good. I assume he means Hunter Tyson. Shout out Hunter Tyson, who got the DPOG chain tonight. He was flying around out there as he always does. Shout out, man. Other white guy.
5-ish just says, so DJ is the certified white guy, backup 5 now, huh? Yeah, that's where we are. It won't last, but that's where we are for now. Anyway, that's the question for another day. Enjoy the win. This was phenomenal. Swipe will be with you tomorrow to give you his thoughts on this game. Wednesday morning, no Jinx, premiere at 9 a.m. is when that will go up on YouTube. So check that out. Have a great day. Enjoy a little pep in your step.
Yeah.
A little skip as the Nuggets get this big win versus the Kings.
Three in a row. Three-game winning streak, man. I'm going to look so good in a Tommy Shelby haircut. It's going to be crazy.
All right. That's going to do it for Locked On Nuggets. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys again next time here on Locked On Nuggets.